Nemico.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for stopping by and tuning in tonight for our weekly Intel report. This is for the week of the 17th of October, 2023, and is going to be mainly dedicated to the ongoing conflict in Israel and Gaza, there over in the Middle East. So I know Hugo's saying the IDF have gone in. Yes, they have gone in some limited capacity, but this ground invasion that we've been talking about for the past few days is not fully underway at this time. However, they are still moving pieces into play. They're still moving around logistical assets and armored vehicles and soldiers and all sorts of stuff, getting things into place for this possible ground invasion. 3 hours ago, Lebanon's Hezbollah announces, quote, a day of unprecedented anger against Israel. I think at this point it's kind of safe to say that Hezbollah is getting involved here in this conflict pretty significantly. Over the past week, we've been seeing all these border clashes between Hezbollah and Israel and the Lebanon border, the Lebanese border there, and I think it's only going to continue to heat up over the coming days. That's my assessment, at least, of the ongoing situation. Azal Escobar says, this is the right time to keep watch on Iran, now that Israel has been accused of bombing a hospital. Exactly. They're talking about this day of mourning tomorrow. First they mourn, and then they possibly retaliate. An official from Gaza Civil Defense said more than 300 people had been killed in the blast. Now, I'd like to, make a point that it hasn't been confirmed who bombed the hospital yet. We still don't have enough information, so again, take everything you hear with a grain of salt. The bombing of the hospital threw a dark shadow over Biden's visit on Wednesday, which was already the most difficult and critical foreign trip of his presidency. Late on Tuesday, Jordan canceled a summit in Amman, where Biden had been due to hold talks with King Abdullah and the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi after the U.S. president's visit to Israel. Jordan's foreign minister, Ayman Safadi, told Al Jazeera the summit was canceled because, quote, there is no use in talking now about anything except stopping the war. I mean, I'm looking at the live chat here. There's all sorts of people, asking about this, this event, this and this and this, and it's like there's so much occurring here. I mean, on an hourly basis, the news is evolving so rapidly, you guys, that again, there's so much happening. It's really hard to filter through what's going on. And that's kind of what we're trying to do here. So we're going to try to touch on everything. I know, everybody has, a lot of questions about what's going on. They're hearing a lot of different things. It's extremely confusing. It's almost just as confusing, if not more so, than what we saw at the start of the Ukraine war. I don't know if you guys can already see here how rapidly things are occurring. It's a very, very rapid, a very saturated environment here when it comes to events occurring. On our cameras, we actually are hearing some fighter jet noises at this very moment. I believe that audio is coming from the Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City, that we are hearing that jet sound. Definitely hearing some explosions there as well. I heard a couple booms. Yeah, hearing some definite sounds of fighter jets in the air there. So again, I'll continue reading these open source intelligence updates. I'll just read them off as we watch these cameras here, guys, and listen to those fighter jets that are currently flying above Gaza. I can hear them pretty clearly now. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'll bump up our volume a little bit on that audio channel. Again, so bottom left, guys, is a compilation of clips from the past 5 to 8 hours. The audio and the other three cameras are live cams out of Al-Shifa Hospital, Gaza City, Ashdod, Israel, and Jerusalem, Israel. And we're hearing audio right now coming from Gaza City in that bottom right cam. The droning noise is the drone. Right there. You hear that? You hear that, guys? That's the fighters right there that we're hearing. And they are pretty close. Kendra says a large crowd is attempting to break into the American military base in Karik, Turkey. I haven't heard anything about that yet. That's the first thing I've heard of that. I'll have to take a look at that here in a minute. All right, let's take a look at this video here. Again, this is a video showing that bombing occur at that hospital. Let's take a look. Looks like some pretty significant ordnance was used there. One single incoming missile, from the looks of it. 8 hours ago, an Israeli official says we canceled a large number of our targets in Gaza to avoid human casualties. 10 hours ago, Hezbollah says we targeted a gathering of soldiers in the Bernit barracks and caused a number of casualties, including 1 dead and 1 wounded. So again, they are in active conflict with the Israelis at this hour. Yeah, a lot of people saying big protest in Turkey. I've seen a bunch of different news coming out this evening about Turkey. So again, what's been happening? Hundreds of people are feared dead after a huge explosion at that hospital in Gaza City, where Palestinians injured in the Israeli-Hamas war were being treated, while others were seeking safety after days of Israeli airstrikes. The Hamas-led authorities in Gaza say 500 people died in the explosion at the Al-Hali hospital there in Gaza. Hamas blamed Israel, which in turn blamed Palestinian militants. And we just heard quite a significant explosion there on our Al-Shifa hospital camera. Yep, that's coming in from Al-Shifa hospital, Gaza City there. You see some people running for cover. A lot of people unfazed. I see a lot of people casually walking, but I saw a few people running for cover. So yeah, definitely some incoming fire we're hearing there. The audio is coming from the Al-Shifa hospital, again, out of Gaza City. So this is from the Israelis. They're saying we did not strike it, and that the intelligence that we have suggests that it was a failed rocket launch by the Islamic Jihad. And I want to add categorically that we do not intentionally strike any sensitive facilities, and definitely not any hospitals. I like to, remind people that Hamas has no relation to the Palestinian government. They are kind of a separate entity. So yeah, we are getting audio out of that bottom right cam, guys. So here's some footage from earlier tonight, actually. Some people trying to flee bombings. I believe this might have been near that hospital, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Back into the Israel news here. Iran warns of preemptive action against Israel amid Gaza. I'm just going to leave this headline up on stream while I casually walk to the fridge to get a soda pop. I want you guys to just let this one sink in for a second here. Again, I should say if, big keyword there, if Iran decides to make any type of preemptive action against Israel, we're looking at a very serious escalation, all right? Iran has warned of a possible, quote, preemptive action against Israel in the coming hours as Israel prepares for a ground offensive on the Gaza Strip. Iran on Monday said time was running out to reach a political solution, they say, to the Israel-Gaza conflict, warning of the possibility, quote, possibility, of expanding the scope of war and conflict to other fronts. I think that's about it. I think that about sums up everything for this evening. If I missed anything, guys, send me a message. You can always PM me on Discord. You can always send me an email. I love reading your guys' emails. I read every comment. I read every message that's sent my way. Sometimes I get bombarded with them, so it takes me a little bit of time to get back to people, so bear with me. But to everybody that tuned in this evening, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Until next time, you are watching Nemico Network.
Nemico.